Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Ramblings of a Drunk Dutchman. Um, just wanted to start by saying, as always, if you got youngins around that are not into the foul language, you may want to turn this off for them because there may or may not be some four-letter words used and some foul language and references that they may not get, and I don't want to have you guys discuss those things on my behalf. The other thing is, these are my opinions. Please, whatever you think of them, that you can have the opposite opinion. Hopefully, we agree on certain things. Bottom line is that if you know me, it's not going to change my friendship with you guys or my relationship with you guys. It's just these are my opinions, and we can all get along, and that's the only way that this country is ever going to get back to being a united country as opposed to the divisiveness that's going on right now. I also want to correct myself. It was brought to my attention that I misspoke about the United States being a democracy. We are not a democracy, and I know that. We are a democratic republic, and I just wanted to acknowledge that I did misspeak on that particular behalf. Um, anyway, again, it's been another fun week as far as things going on in the news and the hypocrisy of things and so on and so forth. And it amazes me that it continues. I mean, obviously, as everybody knows, I'm a middle of the road guy. I'm a registered independent. Yes, I do tend to lean more conservative than liberal, but some of the ideas that I have are also quite liberal as well. I definitely run the middle of the road gamut. But it's still I don't understand how the Democrats at this point can honestly say that they don't know how they lost. Number one, they can't. They obviously aren't listening to the public because they keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and that is bashing the anybody who supported Donald Trump for their beliefs that he's going to be able to turn this country around. Um, I'm not a fan of Donald Trump, as I've said many, many times. But I hope to God that he does do something to turn this country around because right now we are in a shithole. It has become such a divisive, um, animosity filled nation that we are just never going to get over this, and we really need to get back on track. Um, am I a fan? No, I'm not a fan of everything that he's doing, but I think he's trying to clean things up. He's trying to make accountability. Every politician comes into office and says, "Well, we need to have um, uh, notability, and we need to have um, transparency and so on and so forth," but they hide everything. I mean, look how long we've been lied to about Joe Biden's health and his mental capacities. They run around saying, the Democrats run around saying that, he's got a bunch of billionaires running the country. Well, who the hell do you think was running the country before under Biden and Harris? George Soros. He was pulling the strings because he had the purse strings, and 80 other billionaires that were donating to the politicians and their the campaigns and so on. So don't sit there and make these accusations about how stupid we are and calling names and all that kind of stuff just because we didn't vote for Kamala or in my case I didn't vote for either of them, but I did vote for a president, and I was one of the 4% that didn't vote for either one of those two. Anyway, the point of the matter is that we really need to get back to that. On a brighter note, Mahomes did not get his third consecutive Super Bowl. I'm not happy that Philadelphia won because as a Giant fan / Miami Dolphin fan, I had no bone in the race, but I didn't want to see the Kansas City Chiefs more because I'm not a fan of Taylor Swift, and I'm really tired of seeing her on everything. And in my opinion, Mahomes, yes, he's a good quarterback, but he's a crybaby. and he's a whiner. And if it wasn't for some fortunate calls on the referee's part, it probably wouldn't. The Kansas City Chiefs probably wouldn't have been in the Super Bowl in the first place. So, am I happy that they lost? Yes. Am I happy Philadelphia won? No. As you can see, they have an interesting way of celebrating their team's um, successes, and it seems to be not just Philadelphia, but other areas as well. That they loot stores, they overturn cars, they burn garbage cans, they shoot off rockets at each other, they pull down light posts, and it just I don't understand how that is a celebration of your hometown team winning. I mean, if you're going to destroy stuff, why are you doing it in your backyard? That's something I just can't comprehend. I mean, why would you destroy your neighborhood because your team won a sport? That makes zero sense to me. But hey, I'm not the smartest guy on the planet either. Here I am talking to you guys because I was dared to. So, and I'm actually kind of having fun with it, and I've been uh, glad and proud of the fact that I'm getting, for the most part, some nice feedback, and people are liking what I'm doing, and I hope to carry that through. And I hope if you guys are liking it, that you're spreading the word and having them tune in, and your friends, and this is how it hopefully multiplies, and we can spread hopefully a little laughter, a little bit of lightheartedness about the situations that we're in, and we can also poke fun at the people that are so upset about something that they can really we can't really control. Um, I do have a little thing that I wanted to post up there, but I can't quite figure out how to share my screen. So I'm going to read it to you if you don't mind. I wrote myself a little letter to Mr. Musk, since he seems to be having all kinds of information on people, and as the Democrats feel it was ill begotten, but and I know we didn't vote for him, but we didn't vote for a lot of the people that are in the cabinet that Biden had either. So they were appointed, and these people were appointed to find scrutiny and find out where we're wasting money. Our dollars, our taxpayer dollars, that can be better spent someplace else, and that I'm happy about. So with that, I'm going to hopefully get this to work properly, and if it doesn't, I apologize. It will give you a break from actually seeing my ugly face if that is indeed the case. But again, I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but we'll give it a shot. So give me 1 second. And the letter reads, Dear Mr. Musk, the Democrats say you have illegally obtained all my information, like my social security number, bank accounts, etc. Since you already have that, would you be kind enough to refund all of my tax money and my social security contributions to the government, has because the government has squandered on wasteful things that I, as their employer, didn't authorize. Since Social Security is not an entitlement, and it's quite obvious the government can't manage it as well as I can, so I would like that back. That one is an easy one, and that goes for the taxes I paid over the years as well. I realize this one's a little bit more difficult to handle, but you're a smart guy, although AOC thinks you're an idiot. After all, you are a rocket scientist, so I have confidence you'll figure that one out. Thank you in advance for your cooperation with this matter. Respectfully yours, Greg, an average citizen and government employer. And you know what? Not for nothing, but if you go on to the Facebook page uh, for this thing, for this video that I'm doing, it's under Greg Dutchman, Drunk Dutchman rather. And if you go on Facebook, or if you go to Drunk Dutchman um, on Instagram, you can find it there. And I urge you to copy it and paste it, and get people talking about it and that kind of thing. Because you know what? After all, it is our money. We're paying them, and they have forgotten, as a political cogs keep turning, and the bureaucrats keep pouring in. And we really don't have a say. I mean, even though 77 million people voted for Trump, we really don't have that much to say. 75 million people voted for Kamala. And again, we don't have much, you guys don't have much to say either. It just basically, we need to take back what we want as far as out of our government, and that is by getting rid of these career politicians like the Nancy Pelosi's, the Chuck Schumer's, um, the Bernie Sanders of the world, the uh, the guys from South Carolina. I can't think of the guy's name off the top of my head. The Republican speaker that is about 95 years old and sometimes can't figure out where he is, and he freezes up on stage. And I mean, these guys have been around forever. I mean, I think they were part of the Magna Carta drawing up, that they've been in politics so long, and it's time to get rid of them. We need to get term limits in. We need to cut down on this bullshit that you're going to get a job for life on our tax dollars and not listen to us. We're the ones that got you there, and you're not listening to us. You're not listening to the left if you're a Republican. You're not listening to the right if you're a Democrat. It's just it doesn't make any sense. It's constant battle that doesn't need to be had. And believe me, I don't want to be talking about this more than I have to, but the more we talk about it, the more we can figure out how to fix it, and more people maybe can get engaged in trying to fix it. I sure as hell can't do it by myself. I'm only one person. But if I get 100 people that agree with me, and those 100 people have another 100 people that agree with them, we're talking about multiple people can go in and we can say, hey, this is what we want instead of what you guys are giving us, because you're not listening. Um, am I happy about them deporting all the people that are going out there? Sure. Are one or two innocent people going to get wrapped up in it? Yes, because that happens even when you're in a judicial system. You find out 15 years later, oops, we got the wrong guy. Well, you know what? In this case, oops, we got the wrong person. You send them back to their homeland. Well, that's not necessarily a terrible thing. They just have to go through the process of doing it the right way of coming here. I don't begrudge anybody coming to this country. We are the greatest country on the planet. And I don't begrudge anybody for wanting to improve their life. I don't begrudge anybody for wanting to do better for their families. Just do it the right way. I mean, you hear these people screaming about, oh, you're going to take the babies away from them, this and that. Well, let me ask you a question. I realize that crossing the border illegally is not it is a federal offense, but it's not a punishable offense where you're going to wind up in jail for the rest of your life. Okay, you will get out eventually, and you by filing out the papers properly and doing the right thing to become a citizen of the United States. Even if you don't want to become a citizen, at least you'll have the paperwork that says you belong here legally and you have the right to vote. You have the right to hold a job. You have the right to do any of that stuff. And I'm not begrudging anybody for that. But if you are going to do it the illegal and they put you in jail, it's the same thing as if somebody comes into my house and steals my television. If they get caught, they're going to jail, and they're not taking their kid with them. They're not taking their wife with them. So stop with oh, you're taking the babies and you're separating families. They did something illegal. You go to jail for that. Your kid's innocent because you dragged them into it. So he's not guilty, or she. Your wife is not guilty, or husband is not guilty because you are the one that did it, not them. They get to go free and do whatever they got to do and become citizens or go back to their homeland or whatever the case may be. But you're going to jail. So you're getting separated. It's the same fucking thing. And people don't understand it. Illegal is illegal. You're going to jail if you do something illegal. And you're going to get separated from your family because last time I checked, they don't have family accommodations in the jails. I've never been in a jail. I don't know. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say that they do not allow your family to come and live with you in jail. That being said, guys, have a great afternoon. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Hopefully you don't get snowed in if you're living in the Northeast. If you're in the South, God bless you, man. You're having great weather down there, and nice and warm and whatever. And months ago, we were down in Florida and we were loving every minute of the 75-degree temperatures, and came back to New Jersey, and it was 28 degrees and has never changed since then. So I envy you all, and have a margarita or whatever, a nice cold beer like this, and go from there. Anyway, have a great day, guys. Enjoy to you all, and thanks for listening. God bless you all. God bless America. Have a great day, guys.